Hey everybody, I just wanted to go over 5 mistakes to avoid when buying or selling a home. Whether you're buying or selling real estate, it can be overwhelming, and making one wrong move can cost you sometimes thousands. So I just wanted to go over some common mistakes to hopefully set you up for success when the time comes. Buyers skipping to pre-approval. Don't start shopping without getting a pre-approval first, and your real estate agent should really do you a favor and recommend this. It's just not about knowing your price range. In today's market, sellers really want to make sure that you're serious, and presenting that letter of approval with your offer, especially in multiple offer situations, can give that seller confidence that you are qualified to buy it. And it can make or break the deal if you don't present one. Number 2, for sellers, pricing your home emotionally. I get it. You love your home, but emotional pricing doesn't sell homes. Typically, emotional pricing leads to overpricing, and overpricing can actually cause it to sit on the market longer, taking it obviously longer to sell and sell for less. Statistics show this, that, longer your house is on the market, the less you're going to sell it for. So, get it priced right, trust your agent, and trust the data that's presented to you, and, do some of your own due diligence as well. Number 3, skipping the home inspection. This can go for buyers and sellers. Buyers, even if the home looks perfect, I always like to recommend getting an inspection, because what you see on the surface, is great. But there's some underlying issues like, sewer problems, termites, things up in the attic, on the roof, things that you can't really see, the underlying issues. So it's always a good idea. I know in the past 10 years, a lot of buyers have had to take that contingency out of the contract to make their offer stronger because a lot of competition has been in the market. But we're starting to see buyers being able to do, inspections on their own more and more, which is great. On the flip side, a lot of sellers don't do this, but maybe do a pre-home inspection to present to a buyer that's looking to purchase your home. Leave it in the home when they're showing the home, and it gives the buyer some confidence, looking at that report, going into making an offer on your home, and it might actually increase their offer if they know that, there's no underlying issues or there's nothing majorly wrong with the house. Another recommendation would be to get the municipal inspections done and out of the way, county inspections. Some areas require that you have this done before occupying the property, and sometimes it's put on the seller to do that. So sellers, get that out of the way, maybe do a pre-list home inspection. That way you kind of know your exposure, the full condition of your house. You can present that to the buyers, make any repairs that you want to do, and give them more confidence. Mistake number 4, understanding your closing costs. Buyers, get with your lender and your real estate agent. See what you're going to have to bring to closing so far as closing costs. Sellers, obviously, there's a lot less involved with closing costs, but on both sides, they can add up a little bit. So just, have a good understanding of those, early on in the process. Number 5, trying to do it on your own, do everything on your own. Real estate is not the time to DIY. You really need an expert, someone on your side to negotiate, advocate for you, protect your interests, and make that process go that much smoother. So that's about it. There's others, if you wanted to give me a call, I can also, give you some more suggestions. But, if you're thinking about buying or selling, I just recommend, kind of doing it the smart way. Send me a message or give me a phone call, and I can help you avoid these mistakes, even point out some other ones like I mentioned. But bottom line, you deserve a smooth and successful transaction. And, that's what your real estate agent's there for. That's what I'm here for. So feel free to call me anytime and, for any suggestions or any information that you might need. But thanks for listening. Have a great day. Good luck.